today sitting down with my man Bono. And Bono, as I said, you know the drill, man. I always hit you up for the season. I always want to talk about the team and see how things have gone in the offseason. So before we even talk about the lineup, how have things been in the offseason with guys coming in, guys coming out, new freshmen, getting everybody acclimated, obviously looking to fill the lineup with some new faces and some old faces. But how's the offseason been, and what's the outlook for this year?
Yeah, the off season's been amazing. We are going to have a ton of new faces, a lot of young guys in the lineup. We had a ton of injuries that needed to be taken care of over the summer, and guys that were holding off a couple surgeries, guys that needed surgery. So we're still waiting on guys to heal. We're waiting on some. We'll have some matches going on here in 2 weeks to see who kind of solidifies the lineup, but. It's going to be a very young lineup, and it's going to be a lot of new faces, but it's going to be a lot of people that are very credentialed in their high school career. So, as a coach, it renews you a little bit when you get these young guys in here because you got to go back to teaching the basics and seeing them develop and seeing the jump and the expected jumps that you're going to have, from match to match. So, very very excited about this young group of guys.
Yeah, so who are some of those new faces that we're going to see, and where could we potentially see them in the lineup this year?
Yeah, well, we got a kid at obviously some of them you're going to know, but we're going to have Nicola Rivera is going to move down to 125. He was at 133 last year. Always been a 25 pounder, but we had Eric Barnett there, so he was up at 33. Again, he's just a second year guy, and then we're going to have Zan Fugit. He's a redshirt freshman from Missouri. He wrestled a little bit for us. He's going to be at his more natural weight at 133. 141 is a crapshoot right now. We got Brock Bobzine. We got who's a Greco World Team member. We
Hmm.
got we got a true freshman from Idaho, Carson Exford. That is challenging for the spot. And then we've got Dylan Coy, been here 3 years in the program from Pittsburgh. That's all going to be rallying in there, And then 49, we're going to have the possibility of Joe Zargo maybe taking a red shirt. He had double hip surgery in the off season, and just seeing where he's at, and health wise, and trying to build this team for the future. So we'll see what happens there at 149. But again, a young guy will probably be stepping in there for a little bit. 157, we're looking. Luke Meckler looks like he's doing a good job, trying to hold down the spot. He was our guy last year. 165 will be a new face in Cale Anderson. He's a local Wisconsin kid. He's a great kid. He wrestled a little bit, some open tournaments last year. 74, we're looking like Luke Condon. Again, another very talented kid from Poway who redshirted last year. Again, first year will be a first year starter. Dylan Russo, the next weight, looking like he's a three-time Ohio champ
Hmm.
at 220, but he's going down to 84 this year. Looks great. He was injured all of last year, so we didn't get to see him compete, but he looks great. And again, another young guy. 97, right? It's up in the books. We had some issues there that really doesn't need to be talked about, but we're searching at 97 and seeing some couple guys in the room. And then heavyweight, right? It's looking like Braxton may want to, still try to get healthy. He's not 100% healthy, so we're looking to maybe redshirt him as well. And put our guy Gannon Rosenfeld in there, who competed last year for us. But again, another very very young guy.
Yeah. So you talked about two guys that have been really the leaders, basically the face for you guys for a long time, in Zargo and Braxton at heavyweight potentially this year. With them coming off of injury, what kind of presence have they had? And like I said, they've been your leaders. So
Yeah,
how have things been with those guys being in the room and still being injured and trying to get healthy?
yeah. So it's been great, right? They're both on the mat, but seeing them go through the rehab process, they were here all summer. They were at all the workouts doing their rehab. So they're still in the room. It's not like they go somewhere else during practice and rehab. They're in their rehab. They're in there doing it. They're in there. The best part about it was they're actually in there helping coach too.
Hmm.
They can't be on the mat per se wrestling, but they're in there helping our young guys, walking through some techniques and and doing those things. So they are both big time leaders for us. And that's part of the conversations is if you guys we're really thinking about doing this, I still need you to be a leader. I still need you to be in the room. I still need you to be locked in on getting healthy, but also locked in on help finding a way to get this team better when you're actually probably not going to be competing.
Yeah. And I shot Braxton a text just to see how he was doing, right? He's coming off of two injuries, the same injury that he had, the one that knocked him out of the NCAA tournament, another that knocks him out of the trials where he took an Olympic red shirt. How was his morale coming back, and where was his head at? Was it something that he wanted to get over, or was it tough for him to really rebound from that?
Yeah, well, you know Braxton as well as I do, but he's pretty level headed, pretty low key guy.
Hmm.
And when it happened, your heart goes out to him, because trying to be an Olympian and trying to be a medalist doesn't come around very often, and he was heartbroken, but he never really let it depress him, at least in front of me. Obviously, it's a dream. He took a year off from school to try to make this happen. He's made some big time sacrifices, and you hurt for the kid, but you can't show it, as much as you. You got to. I try to be the positive one, and but he's done a great job of getting surgery right away, attacking his rehab. Let's just say he's a healthy heavyweight now,
Hmm.
which I think has helped the injury. We kind of focus on just getting stronger and getting bigger without the burning all the calories, wrestling and trying to do all those things as you're getting bigger. So I think this year will be good for him to get extremely healthy, right? We don't want to take any risks, and he'll have 2 years coming back at heavyweight, and he looks really good.
Yeah. So you mentioned, going from heavyweight down all the way to 125. Now you mentioned that Rivera was going to be down at 25. How is he feeling naturally? Obviously, he filled the spot for you guys at 33, along with Fugit, who saw some time as well and is going to be in there for you at 33. How have they seen things, specifically Rivera? How has he been feeling with, dropping down to 25?
The good thing about this group, right, when you have young kids, man, they soak it all in, right? So when we told these guys, hey, this is the way it's going to be, they're already, we've had these guys down to weight pretty much already, so it's awesome. Nicolar has done an amazing job of, right, he wasn't a big 33 pounder, but, he's walking around, 5 pounds overweight right now,
Mm-hmm.
so it's amazing. Zan as well. Zan's kind of a big, thick, strong guy. You know what I mean? And so he's locked in, and they're very focused. That's why I love this young group. They're hungry. They haven't done it before. They have something to prove, and they're doing it all the right way. So I've seen them compete in the room. These guys got skills. I'm just ready to see them get outside and see what we can do. When somebody in a different singlet lines up in front of us.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned Russo being down at 84, and he was obviously a high level recruit, top 10 recruit at 220. What was that conversation like to say, we know that you've been really big, but let's kind of cut the
Yeah.
baby fat off you, right? Let's
So
get you down
so
to
so
84.
so Big Rue's our guy, man. He's absolutely. Before we get into that, absolutely one of the best kids ever to be around. One of the most positive guys. Has one of the best work ethics. Comes from a great family. Absolutely awesome. Comes from Moran's club.
Mm-hmm.
He is awesome. And when we went to recruit him a little bit, the conversation was, do you think I'm a 97 or a heavyweight? That was the conversation, and we basically told him at dinner that, hey, dude, come wherever you're good enough to make the team. And either way, you're the guy. Let's get there and see what happens when you get there. When he got here, the weight just melted off him. He went. I mean, he lost 16, 18 pounds in the first 3 weeks of just training. You know what I mean? So then we got him down, and then obviously we get a transfer come in, and we had a possibility of getting a transfer in at 97, and we asked him, "What do you think, Big Roo? You think you can go 84?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm an 84 pounder." And I mean, again, he's down too. He's not he looks great at 184 pounds. It's not like he's cutting from 210 to make 84. He's already touched down 4 pounds overweight, and he looks great. He's training hard. He's healthy off his injury, and he's another guy. I'm so excited to watch compete.
Yeah. So when you look at your schedule, obviously you said you have a lot of young guys that are going to be seeing some time this year. When the schedule comes together, is this something that you look at and you say, this is something where we can build off of, right? This isn't something that's so heavy with the number one ranked guy every single week. You have some really, I guess, morale building type of matches and tournaments that are in there. When you look at your schedule, what were your thoughts for your team and how you guys could build on that?
Well, listen, we're going to be in a dogfight every dual meet, right? We have freshmen. I've been a part of a couple programs, especially when I was young at Iowa State, where we had a team of freshmen, and you don't know what you're going to get night in and night out, right? These guys are young. You could get guys like when we had Kale Sanderson in the lineup, win all his matches. You know what I mean? Or you could have had guys, we had the Paulsons in there who won 95% of their matches. You know what I mean? As freshmen. So you don't know what you're going to get. So we're going to be in a dogfight, but it's going to be a great journey this year. I think you're going to see mass improvement, from November to March, and we're going to have to, right? If we're going to try and win some dual meets, our freshmen are going to have to go win. That's the bottom line. And these guys are all winners. Like I said, they've all won at the every level they've been at. But yeah, we're going to line up against Ohio the first match, and we're going to be underdogs in every match we wrestle. I think they're ranked 20 something. Then we're going to go, and Michigan State Open will be great. That's what I'm really looking forward to, Michigan State. But then we come home to Ryder. I think they're ranked 20 something, and we're not ranked. So every match we're going to be underdogs, and that's the way I think as our staff as well as our kids, we like it that way. We've got nothing to lose, and it's gonna be fun to go out there and watch them perform.
Yeah. So, something that you talk about how young you guys are, and something that wrestling as well as football has had the luxury of is getting their young guys in and giving them those 5 dates that they're able to go in, attached to a tournament or wrestle during a dual meet. How have you seen that play out for you guys, or at least play out for wrestling overall, where you really feel like that's helped with development with guys? Because now we're going to see that rule across the board, probably, where the NCAA is talking about putting that across the board. You guys were kind of the guinea pigs, like I said, with football. Has that been a great improvement? And how have you seen that kind of help guys build with
Yeah.
being able to be attached and be in the lineup and get those things?
I wish the rule would happen right now so I could, possibly have Zargo and Amos if they redshirt, for 5 duels, or whatever it is. But, we can only do that with freshmen. But it's been great. It's been great because I'll give you an example. We really think this Luke Condon is a really good kid, right? We threw him out against Iowa State and he gets pinned in 30 seconds last year, right? And I think he understands. We threw him out against Purdue and he got pinned again up a weight, right? So I think that it motivated him. You saw him like, wow, this is a different level. This is where I have to get to when it doesn't really even mean anything that year because you are taking the year off, but you're getting experience and you're understanding the transition from high school to Division One. When obviously we can't wrestle them in open tournaments till the second semester and pay for it and all that stuff. But I think it's great. I love it. Hopefully, it's really reduced the number of forfeits. I don't know the data. I think forfeits are terrible especially when we're on TV and every match is streamed now. So I think it's a great idea, and I think it's even a better idea that now they're going to let all red shirts have 4 or 5 matches, whatever that rule is going to be.
Yeah. So, Coach, like I said, I always appreciate every chance we get to chop it up. Before I let you go, anything that you can give us as to what the mentality for Wisconsin is this year?
Yeah, man, we're going to go fight. That's always been our teams. Any team I've ever coached, right? Our best hustle, effort, and attitude, and then we're going to let the results fall where they may. We're going to take our lumps and we're going to give some lumps, and at the end of the day, we're going to show up. And I think obviously any team that's going to wrestle us, they better be ready to go. That's all. And because our guys, and especially this group, it's been one of our better groups that believe in the system, and it's probably the best team culture we've had since we've been here. And it's these guys are amazing. This freshman group and the second year guys and the first year guys are such a tight knit group, and I think they make up about 90% of our team. The future's bright here, right? Like I said, we don't lose anybody off this team. And I think this year we won't lose anybody, and then we only lose one guy the following year. So we are excited to keep this group. Today's day and age, right? Hopefully, we keep this group together for the next 4 or 5 years, where we can get after it and compete here, and get back into challenging, up to get up in that the higher standards, the Big Tens, and compete for a top 10 finish at the national tournament at some point here.
Awesome, Coach. Well, as always, I appreciate it and look forward to seeing you this season.
All right, brother. Good talking to you.